Dear friend, please listen closely. Angels are tuning into your energy right now to let you know if three special angels have an important warning about your family. Is there something on the way that you need to prepare for? Dear one, the angels are speaking softly to you, not to make you afraid, but to bring you clear, sacred understanding. They've noticed something happening in the energies around your family, and they're stepping up like protectors, like divine messengers, to wake up that part of you that's already been sensing a shift. You might not see the whole picture yet, but somewhere deep down, you've started to feel it, that something is changing, something is coming, and you're being called to become more aware and ready. The angels want you to know this isn't a time to panic. It's a time to get aligned, to pause, look around, and ask yourself where you've been moving forward without really looking, and where you now need to step carefully and with purpose. Because the path ahead is calling, and your soul needs to step onto it with open eyes. Type amen if you trust in God. There's someone in your family circle, or maybe even within you, who's been going about life kind of carefree, maybe not fully seeing things clearly. This energy isn't dark, but it's a bit naive. It's like the spirit that jumps without checking the landing, trusts without asking why, and thinks love alone is enough to avoid problems. While that pure heart is beautiful, the angels say it's also vulnerable. Because not everyone around you or your family has the same good intentions, and not every step forward has been taken with care. There might be choices being made without fully understanding them, decisions coming from feelings rather than wisdom. Someone might be jumping into something new, maybe a financial deal, a relationship, or a big life change, without knowing the real weight of it. And the angels are gently sounding the alarm now. They're not trying to stop destiny, just protect innocence. They're reminding you that light needs to be grounded, and love needs wisdom alongside it. You, dear one, are being asked to be the steady anchor right now. You're the one they trust to listen, the one they trust to see what others might overlook. They see your heart, your ability to read between the lines and feel what's not being said. They're asking you to open your spiritual eyes wide. Look around your family not with fear, but with loving awareness. Has someone near you been ignoring red flags? Has someone been pretending things are okay when they're not? Is there a child, sibling, parent, or partner stepping into something new without being fully ready? The angels point to this moment as a turning point. If the right words are spoken, if there's a pause for thought, something can be guided differently. The outcomes can be softer, the journey can still lead to healing, but only if the next steps are taken consciously. This isn't the time to say, let's just see what happens. It's time to say, let's make sure we understand where we're going. This message also asks you to look at yourself, dear one. Are there parts of your life where you've been drifting without clarity? Steps you took recently because they felt good, but maybe lacked a real check-in with your soul? The angels aren't scolding, they're loving. But in their love, they're honest. They're telling you that preparing isn't fear, it's wisdom. Pausing to think isn't delay, it's getting aligned. Asking deeper questions now can save you and your loved ones from hardship later. This is your sacred chance to gather your spiritual tools, reconnect with your inner knowing, and protect what matters most through being present, aware, and truthful. Someone in your family might resist this message. They might shrug off your concerns, laugh at your intuition, or tell you not to worry. But the angels ask you to trust what you feel. You received this insight for a reason, by divine purpose. You were chosen to be the voice of reason, the gentle guardian, the one who sees the bigger picture when others only see the first step. Don't try to force change, but don't stay silent either. Speak with love. Ask questions kindly. Share what you see without fear. Your words could be the seed that changes everything. Your presence might be why someone avoids a mistake. Your courage to tune in might be the very reason this warning came. The angels aren't saying disaster is unavoidable. They're saying choices with great weight are being made, and it's not too late to bring clarity. You're not powerless or alone. You're surrounded by divine guides ready to give you signs, dreams, nudges, and insights if you ask. Trust your gut. Listen to your body. If something feels off, honor it. If someone needs guidance, offer it. If a door is being rushed open, gently slow the hand reaching for it. This is a time for eyes wide open, for hearts guided by both kindness and clarity. Hold your family in light, not because they're broken, but because they're walking into unknown territory, and you, dear one, are their lighthouse. Let yourself be the calm voice, the intuitive soul, the one who gently but firmly guides the way. The angels are with you and will give you everything you need to play this role with love. What happens next depends not on fear, but on how much presence and wisdom you bring to the moment. You are stronger, wiser, and more supported than you realize. Trust your heart, trust the signs, trust that this warning is here to help you protect what's sacred, your family, your peace, your path, and your future, waiting to be walked with open eyes, hand in hand with truth, guarded gently by the angels beside you always. Dear one, the angels are whispering deep into your spirit with a voice as soft as starlight, as sacred as a quiet breath. They come now not just to warn, but also to comfort, because they know the heaviness that's settled on your heart. Something is stirring in your family's energy, quiet, but you can't ignore it. You've likely felt it without fully understanding. A sense of waiting, of vulnerability, of questions hanging in the air unanswered. And the angels say, yes, there's a reason you feel this. Yes, something is shifting, but they also want you to know that even when things feel uncertain or fragile, a light is being held over you and your loved ones. This isn't a warning meant to scare you. It's a message that wraps around your soul saying, you are not alone. Because even now, even in the shadows, there's hope, healing, and divine protection watching over you. And that divine light, dear one, is what you need to turn to now. Type 1 believe if you believe in God's plan. Your family might be going through a time where old wounds are coming up, where misunderstandings are starting to surface, where silence has replaced talking, or unspoken pain is starting to vibrate just below the surface of everyday life. These shifts might not have fully broken through yet, but they're pressing inward, creating invisible pressure on connections that have been strained for a long time. The angels say this isn't random. It's a sacred uncovering. Things buried too long, swallowed emotions, broken trust never spoken of. These energies are getting ready to rise. While this might sound scary, the angels urge you to remember that healing only happens when truth comes into the light. And now, through this message, they're inviting you to be the light bearer in your family's darkness, not by forcing change or controlling outcomes, but by being the presence of grace that keeps the light shining, even when everything feels dim. You, dear one, were chosen to carry the light because you're strong enough to hold both pain and hope at the same time. You might feel tired, alone in what you notice, like the only one seeing what's falling apart underneath. But the angels want you to know your ability to see what others ignore isn't a burden. It's a divine gift. You are the heart of the healing waiting to happen. This moment, though it holds a warning, also holds sacred purpose. Something is coming, maybe a confrontation, a choice, a truth breaking open. It might shake what feels stable, but what's true won't break. What's meant to be will rise. Your role is to be the anchor, the voice of compassion, the soul who doesn't run when shadows grow long, but becomes the quiet presence reminding everyone where the light is. There might be someone in your family losing faith, grown cold from years of pain, or feeling hopeless. The angels show that your presence, your belief, your words, your spiritual energy can bring light back to dim places. You might not even know you're doing it, but just by being you, you're holding up a star in someone's sky they thought was dark forever. Through your love, they'll start finding their way again. You might not need to speak loudly or do anything dramatic. Just stay rooted in your light. Keep choosing peace. Keep praying, holding space, loving. Healing will come. Clarity will arrive. And you, dear one, are part of why it does. The angels ask you now to prepare, not by fearing what's ahead, but by strengthening your inner light. Meditate, rest, listen, write, heal your own wounds so you don't carry them into spaces where others struggle. Forgive, even silently. Ask for divine help. Most importantly, don't lose your own hope. You are the reminder that no matter what breaks down, there's always a way through. No matter what's lost, something better aligned can be born. You are the guardian of that truth in your family. You're the heart that sees past the fight, the silence, the confusion, and sees the soul trying to be heard. Hold space for those who don't know how to ask for healing yet. They'll come to you when their hearts soften. And above all, dear one, know you are divinely protected. You're not being sent into this alone. The three angels walking with you now are ancient and powerful. One carries clarity, one protection, and the third the gift of emotional peace. They're placing signs in your path, giving you visions, dreams, sudden knowings. Trust them. Listen closely. If you feel afraid, call on them. They're watching over your family even now, softening hearts, clearing space for healing, ensuring what's truly sacred won't be lost. You're not walking blindly. You're being led by love. That love will carry you and those you care about through whatever this coming moment holds. So let your heart stay open, your light stay steady. You are made for this. Though the angels bring a message asking you to prepare, they also bring the comfort of knowing everything you need is already inside you. The storm may pass, but you, dear one, are the star that will still shine when it's over. Dear one, the angels are wrapping you in their sacred embrace because they see how tired your soul has become from trying to hold everything together when the ground under your feet feels like it's always shifting. They know how often you've had to guard your heart without letting anyone see the tears behind your strength. They whisper to you now with deep respect because the message they bring isn't easy, but it's one of truth, protection, and divine preparation. Yes, something is stirring in your family's energy that might soon bring emotional challenges or conflict. Not all storms announce themselves loudly. Some arrive quietly through rising tension, unspoken words bursting out, or unresolved pain finally refusing to stay hidden. The angels want you to know this isn't a moment of defeat, but a moment to stand firm. You're being asked to prepare, not for war, but for clarity. Not to fight with anger, but to hold your boundaries with grace and strength. Because a time is coming where your voice, your light, your presence will be tested, and you must know you are not alone. Type strong if you trust in God's presence. There might be energies in your family that don't understand your truth. People who question your choices, doubt your path, or try to silence the inner knowing so clear within you. For a long time, maybe you stayed quiet to avoid conflict, softened your truth to keep peace, or tried explaining yourself to people who weren't really listening. But now, dear one, the angels say the time for silence is ending. A shift is coming, and you might feel pushed to prove yourself again. There might be conversations ahead where you need to stand for what you believe, defend what you've built, and protect your emotional and spiritual space from those who don't see the full picture yet. It won't be easy, but it will be necessary. And the angels aren't just sending strength, they're sending strategy. They're sending words when you feel speechless, signs when the path feels unclear. You're not being asked to go into this alone. You're being called into alignment with divine protection. What might really surprise you, dear one, is that some of the resistance you face won't look like direct opposition at first. It might come from loved ones, people you trusted, those who say they care but speak in ways that dim your spirit. The angels want you to see beyond appearances. Recognize when someone's words mask fear, when criticism is their own projection, when rejection reflects the healing they haven't done. You don't need to absorb the pain others throw at you. You don't need to explain yourself to those who've already decided. You only need to stay rooted in your light, your truth, and the knowing that you're guided by something higher than worldly opinions. The warning here isn't to expect harm, but to expect pressure and be ready to rise above it. This is your moment to reclaim your power when faced with misunderstanding. This is where you stop dimming your light so others feel comfortable in the dark. This is where you say, I'm allowed to protect my peace, even if others don't understand why. The angels show you're being spiritually lifted, and growth often brings resistance. But resistance doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're growing. It means your light is harder for others to ignore, and not everyone is ready to meet you there. That's not your burden to carry. The angels want you to remember who you are in this. You're not here to convince anyone of your worth. You're here to live aligned with your soul. You're here to be the calm voice in the storm, the one who doesn't collapse when things get tense, but stands with dignity, truth, and divine fire in your eyes. This doesn't mean you must argue or push. Sometimes, holding your ground is the most powerful statement. Sometimes, saying nothing speaks volumes. You're being called to choose your battles wisely, put energy only where it grows, and recognize when a door needs to close so a new one can open. So breathe now, dear one. You're not entering this phase by accident. You've been prepared for this moment, spiritually trained through every trial, silence, and wound that taught you how to stand tall. And now, the angels gather beside you as your shield. You're not alone in this. You're being protected, elevated, and strengthened, even when it feels like others push against you. This challenge won't break you. It will refine you. It will remind you of the strong soul of light you were always meant to be. And when this storm passes, your soul will shine with a peace that can never be taken away again. Because you will have walked through fire and learned that no one else holds the match but you. Dear one, the angels are surrounding you with a soft golden light right now, because the message they bring holds not just a warning, but deep, loving understanding of how much weight you've been carrying. How long you've held it all together when it feels like no one sees, asks, or truly gets the emotional and spiritual load on your shoulders every single day. They come now not to point to fear, but to gently touch the exhaustion in your heart and say, you have done more than enough. Because something in your family's energy is becoming too heavy. If you're not careful, dear one, that weight might crush your spirit, leaving you drained, depleted, and far from your own joy. The angels are here to prepare you, not for chaos, but for release. Not to warn of pain, but to invite you into a sacred moment of truth about what must be put down now if you want to move forward in peace. Type 111 if you trust in your guardian angels. There's a pattern happening in your family, one that's been slowly building for years, maybe generations. A habit of silence, a cycle of emotional burdens passed from one person to the next. You might have been the one who always stepped in, said yes, carried everyone's secrets, disappointments, and needs like they were your own. You've played the role of fixer, peacemaker, the strong one who doesn't cry until everyone's asleep. In doing so, you've become the unspoken support beam for a structure you were never meant to hold up alone. The angels say this with respect because they've seen you. They watched the nights you kept going when your soul begged for rest. They heard the prayers whispered when you thought no one listened. And now they say, dear one, enough. Not because you failed, but because you gave more than was ever fair to ask. Something is about to happen in your family that will push this imbalance to the surface. It could be a conflict, a sudden decision, or a long-hidden truth coming out. Whatever it is, it will show where the weight hasn't been shared equally. You might feel pressure to step in again, fix it, hold everyone together. But the angels lovingly warn you. If you don't speak up, if you don't start releasing what isn't yours, you might find yourself breaking under a burden you were never meant to carry alone. This isn't about abandoning your family. It's about choosing your soul. It's about recognizing the sacred line between kindness and self-sacrifice. It's about preparing your heart for the truth that sometimes protecting others means protecting yourself first. You might be afraid to let go, feel like everything will fall apart if you stop holding it all. But the angels show you the very thing holding your family back from healing is the illusion that one person must carry everyone's pain. Healing can't happen in silence. Change can't come when one soul is crushed by the weight of many. You're being asked now to prepare by stepping into your voice. Start naming what hurts. Start honoring what you feel. Say no, even if your voice shakes. Ask for help, even if you never have before. Because something is coming that needs your strength, but this time, the strength to finally lay burdens down, not carry more. There might be resistance. People in your family might not understand why you're changing, setting boundaries, no longer overextending yourself just to keep them comfortable. Let them wonder. Let them ask. And when they do, answer with love, not bitterness or anger, but from the deep knowing that you're no longer available to be the emotional storage room for everyone else's pain. You're not being cruel, you're choosing balance. And by doing so, you're not just healing yourself. You're breaking a pattern that needed to end long ago. You're creating space for everyone to be accountable, show up fully, and grow. The angels ask you to prepare your heart now, not for a destructive storm, but for a moment inviting truth. Truth about what you need, what you've held in, how much more beautiful life becomes when you choose rest, softness, and shared responsibility over quiet suffering. They want you to create space for peace now. Make room for rest. Create time for reflection. Because when this shift comes, you need to be grounded in your truth, not reactive or afraid, but centered, present, and ready to say, I love you, but I cannot carry what was never mine. Dear one, you're not being punished, you're being realigned. You're being given permission to stop holding up a house you never had to build alone. And in letting go, you'll discover how light your spirit can become. You'll feel the space opening in your heart when you no longer silence your pain just to keep others comfortable. You'll start remembering who you were before the burdens taught you to bend. Dear one, the angels are stepping close now with a message wrapped in deep tenderness. They know how easily fear creeps, and when things are unclear, emotions feel tangled, and the truth you need seems hidden under layers of silence. They've seen you lying awake, sensing something but unable to name it, feeling the weight of energies around you that don't speak clearly but are loud enough to disturb your peace. And now, through this message, they come to tell you, yes, there's something within your family's energy kept in the shadows. Something hidden, intentionally or not, quietly affecting the emotional balance of your home, your heart, maybe even your sense of belonging. But they're also here to say, you're not imagining it. You're not overthinking. You're not too sensitive. Your intuition has been whispering, and now it's time to listen more closely. Because truth is moving beneath the surface. Though not yet visible, it's real. And the angels want to prepare your spirit for what's starting to rise. Type guided if you trust in God's guidance. There's a pattern of confusion around you, a fog clouding certain conversations, emotions, or relationships in your family. Someone might be hiding something, maybe out of fear, not cruelty. Secrets might be kept, pain swallowed, decisions made without full honesty. It's possible family members aren't speaking their truth to each other, pretending all is well to avoid conflict. But this quiet avoidance creates emotional distance. It builds tension like steam in a sealed pot. At some point, dear one, it must find release. The angels say, this is why you felt uneasy, why your heart's been restless. Your spirit knows what your eyes haven't seen yet. And now, the moonlight is starting to pull the truth up from the depths. Slowly, gently, but undeniably. You're being asked to stay aware, trust your intuition, and prepare, not for chaos, but for clarity. What might really surprise you, dear child, is that your role isn't just to witness this unfolding truth, but to bring light to it. You've always had a heightened sensitivity, a spiritual radar, picking up things before others. That's not a burden, it's a divine gift. And now, the angels ask you to trust it fully. Don't brush off your feelings. Don't silence your inner knowing just because others aren't ready to hear it. You might be the only one in your family who can see what's hidden, feel the emotional currents beneath the calm surface. While this might feel lonely sometimes, the angels want you to know they entrusted you with this insight for a reason. You are the one they chose to bring gentle awareness. Ask the questions no one asks. Name the discomfort everyone avoids. Not in anger or blame, but with grace, compassion, truth spoken in the language of love. A moment may come soon where the hidden becomes visible. Something is said, something buried comes up. It might be unsettling, feel like it disrupts the fragile peace held for so long. But this disruption isn't destruction, it's revelation. It's the only way real healing can begin. The angels ask you to be ready for that moment. Stay rooted in your calm, even when others react from fear or defensiveness. You don't need to fix everything or force anything. your presence, your insight, your heart-centered response. That will be enough. That will be the lighthouse when others feel lost in emotional waves. Your intuition isn't just for you. It's a tool for healing. Use it wisely, gently. Let it guide you through this moonlit path. The angels also urge you now to pay attention to your dreams, gut feelings, and signs around you. They're communicating subtly because this is a subtle energy. You might notice strange timing, repeating numbers, people bringing up topics that seem too coincidental. These aren't accidents, they're confirmations. Your family might not be speaking everything aloud, but the universe is. You're not being left in the dark. You're being asked to walk through the dark with your soul's light turned all the way on. That's how truth is found. Not by searching forcefully, but by being still enough to hear what others cannot. So prepare, dear one, not by building walls, but by clearing space in your heart. Not by assuming the worst, but by staying open to the best kind of truth, the kind that might hurt at first but sets everyone free. The truth that brings healing, clears old energy, makes way for new beginnings. You are not here to fear what's coming. You are here to understand it, navigate it, be the spiritual anchor when others are tossed by their emotions. This is why you were given this intuition. This is why the angels are with you now. They aren't just preparing you. They're protecting you, guiding you, strengthening your spirit so that when the moment of revelation arrives, you are not shaken. You are ready. Music, dear one, the angels are gently touching your heart now with a message from a place of deep respect, because what they're about to share carries the weight of generations. This isn't just a personal message for you. It's about the energy running through your family line, the unspoken rules, invisible walls, deeply ingrained beliefs passed down not just through words, but through silence. They're showing you something rooted in your family structure, demanding attention now. Something long accepted as truth, just because it's always been there. But the angels whisper that what's always been isn't always what must be. In this sacred moment, they're preparing you to be the soul who starts to question, see, understand, and gently shift the weight of beliefs that no longer serve your family's highest good. There's an old energy in your family, dear one, an energy of tradition, hierarchy, needing to fit in with what's expected rather than what's true. This might look like generational roles keeping people stuck, values suppressing emotional freedom, or even spiritual or cultural beliefs never questioned because they were passed down like law. For years, maybe lifetimes, this was the way. Your parents followed what their parents believed, and so on. While much came from love and protection, the angels want you to know that somewhere along the way, the original intention got lost. Tradition became pressure, values became chains, love became obligation. And now, that energy is starting to tremble under the surface. A disruption is on the horizon. Something will be revealed. A moment will come when someone in the family, perhaps you, perhaps another, will say, "This no longer feels right." And that truth will shake the foundation, demanding honesty and courage from everyone involved. The warning the angels bring isn't about punishment or loss. It's about the cost of continuing to follow rules that hurt the soul. Something in your family structure, emotional, spiritual, or cultural, has become too rigid. What once held the family together is now holding individuals back from growth, healing, connection. The angels ask you to look closely. Is there something your heart no longer agrees with, even though your family insists it must be followed? Is someone suffering silently because they feel they can't live their truth without facing judgment? Have you felt wrong or rebellious just because your path looks different from what elders expected? These aren't light questions, they're soul-level invitations. Because what's coming isn't just a moment. It's a breaking open, a sacred challenge to the old ways. And you, dear one, are being asked to prepare yourself spiritually and emotionally for what that moment might ask of you. What might really surprise you, dear one, isn't just the shift itself, but realizing you've been chosen as the bridge between the old and the new. You carry the wisdom of your ancestors and the vision of the future. Now you must walk that sacred path with awareness, respect, but also unwavering love for the truth your soul came here to live. You're not here to destroy what came before. You're here to remember its original meaning and restore its light. There might be tension, disagreement, even rejection from those not ready to question what they've always known. But the angels won't let you walk this path alone. They're placing mentors, signs, and sacred wisdom in your life now to support you. Through books, dreams, prayers, or divine timing. They'll lead you to the clarity needed to hold your ground, not in rebellion, but in love. Type Amen if you trust in God.